Hi Tarana, how are you?
Hi Julie, I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. Tarana, welcome to Enterprising Youngsters. This is a new playlist we are starting recently, and hopefully, we'll be able to interview people like Tarana, who's enterprising youngsters, who has created their own brands. Welcome to Enterprising Youngsters, Tarana.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a delight to be here. I'm so glad this is finally happening.
Yeah. So, Tarana, how did the idea of business come about?
That's an interesting question. And it's a funny story because ever since I was a baby, really, really small, I've always been that one child who's really into nature, the child who keeps climbing trees, collecting flowers and twigs and things like that. And the one place where I've really, really felt like myself my whole life has been amidst nature. And then I went to Pune to do my undergrad from 2016 to 2019. And I did entrepreneurship as my minor. So we had to come up with a business plan. And we had to carry on that business plan and work on it for one entire year. And weirdly, along with that, my mother has always been the person who's pushed me towards going natural. I was a teenager like everybody else. I went through issues like acne and hormonal issues and all of that my whole life. And the way she dealt with those issues for me with completely natural products is something that stayed with me from school to like when I went to Pune. And that's where I came up with this idea that maybe this could be a thing, because I'll tell you a little bit about my life in Pune. My college, Flame University, is really away from the main city of Pune. So if I ever want to, go get a facial or go get my hair done or any of that, I can't really do it because going to the city is not that simple. So even in college, my roommates and I used to come up with these natural remedies, Like this one day, this friend of mine comes up to me and she's like, dude, I'm completely tan. So then we went to the mess and we got like tomatoes and stuff. And then, little things like that kind of build up to an idea. And then when I had to present a business idea to my college, I presented them with this. And I worked on it for a year in Pune, studied extensively about herbs, plants, trees, how they benefit humans in terms of skin and hair, and came up with a couple of products in Pune itself, sold to a lot of people on campus. And that's when I told my parents, that maybe this is something that I can actually do. So that's how the idea started. And then when I came back to Ahmedabad, I told them that I want to do this. And they're like, they really didn't take me seriously at that point in time. And then I came here and then I worked on it. And I actually sent out a couple of gift hampers to friends and family. And those were really, really appreciated. My first product was macerated oils for massage. So like therapeutic infused oils, which is still a very important part of my product range. So yeah, that's when everyone was like, okay, she is serious about this. And yeah.
Actually, that's quite amazing. So let's talk about your brand a little and, how did you start it?
So when I came back here, I was like, okay, I've done my personal research over the last 1.5 years in Pune, but I need to have some sort of certification to do this, So then I did this formulation course from a London-based school. It's a skincare school. And I got my diploma in formulation of skincare and bath and body products. And meanwhile, along with that, I sort of started experimenting on my own. And as I said, my first product, infused massage oils, I came up with those. And I actually, at that point in time, my dad had collected money for me. Over the years in India, you keep getting money for like festivals and birthdays and things like that. So I invested a bit of that into sending these gift hampers to people, and those were really, really appreciated. So I ended up meeting my father professionally for the first time in my life with a business plan. I pitched my idea to him, and then ever since we've been a bit of a team. We've been a team. Yeah, that's just how things have been going. We came up with the name, and then we came up with a couple of other products. And yeah, it's just been one thrilling, confusing, exhausting, but very, very exciting journey.
Okay, that's great. So, since you mentioned the name, you have a very interesting brand name. So, let's talk about how did you come up with the name?
So, a lot of my inspiration to do whatever it is that I do comes from nature, right? So now, juniper is a tree that grows in the upper Himalayas. It's a coniferous tree, and it gives these beautiful blueberries. Well, they're blue colored berries, they're not blueberries. So these juniper berries are distilled, and their oil is used for the skin and for the hair, and it has amazing properties for both. And you know, a lot of people out of India are also named juniper. So the word itself also means evergreen.
Okay.
So I wanted a name that meant something to me, and that meant something to what I was doing. Like there had to be some connection for me. So then we added an O to Junipero, also known as Junipero, if you're like, going literally. And for us, it means evergreen youth and evergreen beauty that people achieve using our products.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So, yeah, that's what.
Very interesting.
That's what the name means for us. And a lot of people are confused whether to call it Junipero or Junipero, and I just tell them that I also call it both. Talking to some people, sometimes Junipero comes out, sometimes Junipero comes out. So I'm just like, it's a proper noun. Pronounce it the way you like it.
So I think you pitched your business plan to your father, but let's talk about raising funds. So how did you eventually, if it was raised through your father, then how did you convince him? So let's talk about those challenges which you faced.
So the funding was a very tricky part for us. Mainly because when I started off, nobody really thought I wanted to do this seriously. And I wanted to show them, okay, this is something that I'm serious about. So I took out a very small sum from the money that my dad had accumulated for me in my bank account over the last couple of years. Because you know how in India as a child you keep getting covers for Diwali and Navratri and birthdays and Christmas and blah blah blah. It's one of those things. So I took out a very small sum because at that time I was just a girl with an idea. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where to collect things from. I didn't know how much was okay to spend, how much wasn't okay to spend. And it was, I think those were some very exciting days for me because my parents didn't know what I was doing. I was venturing from one corner of Ahmedabad to another. रिक्शा में बैठ के आ पोलमा गई, and then आ जगह गई. It was very exciting. And then with that small sum of money, I came out with these sample products with my macerated oils, and I made those gift hampers that I previously mentioned, and those were a big success. And I think that's when my parents for the first time were like, she might actually be serious about this. And so my dad was like, you know what, I'll invest in this idea. It's an amazing idea, but you need to present me with a business plan. And I personally at that point was like, seriously, like, you're my dad, it shouldn't be like this. And he's like, no. You want to be a businesswoman, you give me a business plan. You convince me, you sell me on your idea. So then there was this whole entire shindig where I, made a PPT and I went to his office, properly dressed in formals, and I pitched my idea to him, and I like to believe that I sold it. I sold him on it completely. And ever since, me, my mom, and my dad, we've just been Team Junipero. And they've had complete faith in me after that. And so far, things have been pretty good. I mean, I believe that in terms of investment, I have been a lot luckier than, a lot of people who maybe have even better ideas than I do. My dad didn't hand it to me directly, but it's one and the same thing, So I really believe that I have been extremely fortunate and extremely lucky in that sense.
So since we are through pandemic, any recent challenges you faced during that time, and how did you overcome it?
Well, so we started off in November properly. I started working on the idea around this time last year when I got back to Ahmedabad. And then November, December were okay. How the starting is usually slow.
Right.
And then January and February picked up really, really well.
Okay.
And then March, everything just stopped. And I think we've been functional for only 5.5, 6 months now. Because 4 months pandemic, there was no work happening. So many things were in the process and were stopped, like our licensing and so many legalities that we were getting done with were just at a halt for a good 5 months. But personally, from a business point of view, the pandemic, now that, the lockdown is kind of starting to, the government is easing regulations on the lockdown, people have actually given us a lot of business.
Yeah.
In the last month and a half, we've gotten a lot of business. And to be honest, challenges in terms of pandemic have not been as much. But overall challenges of just starting a startup and, the number of hours you have to put in. There is no 9 to 5 or 10 to 6. It's like a constant... It's like a constant job. Like that, there's no off days. So that was a challenge that I personally faced. That I am 22 and I love going out on the weekends and I love meeting my friends. And there have been weekends and times where I've just been at the workshop finishing off work, And I never really expected that. And I had been told in college by my entre professors, by my father, that, if you're starting this, it's not going to be easy.
Never easy.
So, everything has been a challenge till now. Procuring good raw material, for example. What I do, if you don't get good raw material, there is no point. It has to be the purest and the freshest and the most exquisite raw material ever, because that's how the magic of the herbs and plants comes out, right? So from procuring raw materials to, tiny things, accounting, things like that I've really never dealt with in my entire life.
You have to deal with now.
Yeah. And the latest challenge that I faced was that we introduced candles as a part of our product list. And so far, all of my products have been tried, tested, studied. We've spent a lot of time working on each and every product to make it perfect. And these are things that I have personally studied in my course. But candle making was never a part of my course, and I always loved candles myself. I love fragrances, scents. It's just who I am. But these candles I was making for myself. And then a friend of mine was like, you make for me also. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll make for you also. And then 2-3 other friends were like, make it for us also. So then I had no choice but to make it a part of my product list, something that I haven't studied as well as I have studied everything else. And then, as soon as I put it up on my social media, I got so many orders. I didn't have enough equipment for it. I didn't have anything. I was least prepared. And I had all these orders. And how do you say no to business? You know, how do you tell them that I'm underprepared right now? So overnight, you know, we bought a whole lot of other equipment and overnight experimentation kiya, and you know, quality control. These are things that I'm still dealing with.
Right.
So people, thank God, have said excellent things about the candles. Everyone loves them. You know, they're pretty nicely decorated, and you know, even things like procuring 100% vegetarian soft soy wax overnight to get it here in bulk, all of that, it was a big challenge. And I questioned myself multiple times, like, are we sure about this? Are we sure about this? And I was like, yes, we're sure about this. Let's go ahead with it. And yeah, so this is just one of the challenges that, you know, I've faced recently with work.
So I'm sure that since you presented a business plan to your father, that there is somewhere you see yourself in another 5 years. So do you want to talk about that?
Definitely. I feel like this is that one question that if you wake me up in the middle of the night and you ask me, I'll probably, you know, still be able to answer it. So my dream in 5 years, I see Junipero having multiple stores over the country and very, very nature-centric stores. So, you know, you enter a place, there's this energy in the air that you can't deny. And I want these stores to be built beautifully with brick and a lot of plants. And, you know, there are nine more products that I'm going to add to my product list. And one of the main things that I've dreamt about is having a balm/salve bar. So salves are basically, they look like balms and they have therapeutic oils in them. And they're made using macerated infused oils. So for example, let's say you are not getting good sleep. Lavender is an herb which really helps induce sleep better. So you walk up to a Junipero store where there's a balm bar and you go there and there is already freshly infused lavender oil. So then you tell them that, you know, okay, so there's a placard up there that says lavender induces sleep. So then they make you a balm in front of you with that infused oil and you take it home and then you just experience the magic healing of plants and herbs. So this, you know, it's like going to an ice cream shop or going to a Subway where you choose your combinations, not of food, but of infused oils and extracts, and then you get a special salve made just for you using the freshest of butters, shea butter, kokum butter, cocoa butter, and beeswax, and like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different kinds of waxes. So it's like a whole scenario in my head, and it is pretty doable. So that is definitely a part of my dream, to have these beautiful stores where people can come in. And I want it to be not just shopping, but an experience, you know, self-care, something that you do for yourself and something that gives people genuine pleasure.
I'm sure that you will get there, because with all this passion and, you know, a zeal to get there, you know, people who are working with their passion, they always get there. So the last question is, what motivates you?
Well, I think there's multiple factors that motivate me. The first and the foremost, which I would say, is coming up with new products. You know, I personally believe that I'm a creator. When I create things, it gives me immense happiness. Like, I don't think I get that kind of happiness anywhere else. I have this head full of ideas and dreams and just coming up with things one after another, you know, putting them into action, seeing them physically in front of me. It's just really exciting. So every morning, especially when I'm formulating or coming up with something new, is one of my happiest days, because I wake up excited. I wake up excited to go to work and to create. So that, I think, would be a very, very big part of what motivates me. Secondly, when I see people enjoying my products, that's a very wholesome feeling, you know, when someone comes up to you and they're like, you know, I used your hair back and it's really helped me a lot. That's a really, really good feeling for me. So that motivates me to, you know, keep going, sort of. And finally, last but not the least, I would say, so this is a little personal, but I still want to talk about it. Throughout my school life and my college life, I was pretty average at like studies and sports. I never really had that chance, you know, to like that chance where my parents would look at me with pride. I was always an average student. I was a bad student. Let's keep it very, very honest now. I was a bad student. I was bad at sports. I never really had any ambitions or passions. And then slowly, you know, I was like, no, there has to be something. There has to be something that I'm good at. There has to be something that I want to do, you know. And now, when I have dinner with I usually meet my parents at night after work. And when we're sitting at the dining table and they look at me with pride, that is a feeling that I cannot explain. That's my most important motivational factor. My parents being proud of me.
I understand what you're saying. So Tarana, thank you so much for being here, and you had one of the most fantastic journey, and I wish you well in your future endeavor. And I'm sure that you will be able to inspire a lot of young girls the passionate
I surely hope so.
products, and I will share some of the responses which your video will get eventually. So thank you so much for taking out time. I know that you're extremely busy because you are working 24/7, but thank you for taking out time and being on this platform. Thank you, Tarana.
Thank you so much for having me.